reading from James. Who is wise and understanding among you? Show by your good life that your works are done with gentleness born of wisdom. But if you have bitter envy and selfish ambition in your hearts, do not be boastful and false to the truth. Such wisdom does not come down from above, but is earthly, unspiritual, devilish. For where there is envy and selfish ambition, there will also be disorder and wickedness of every kind. But the wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, willing to yield, full of mercy and good fruits, without a trace of partiality or hypocrisy. And a harvest of righteousness is sown in peace for those who make peace. Here ends the lesson.
In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. This passage from James speaks of humility. We show our good works in the meekness of wisdom. Why did I choose this passage for my reflection? In Lent, we are instructed to stop, to take stock of ourselves before God, to reflect and to repent. And I had a moment quite recently where I was forced to stop and use humility. It was in a discussion on social media, a place I know that always brings out the best in us. But to synopsize, it was a discussion on religion, on the validity of thoughts and prayers. I don't think that it is important to formulate my argument here, because that, in my own estimation, would counter my aim for humility. To just say I had posted an article, someone had written a response, and I had responded to that with what I believe was a good Christian and pastoral response. Then they responded again. My urge to respond this time was not tinged with charity, but to make a theological point, not to clarify or explain, but to fall into an argument where one had to win. So I had to work to become humble, to suppress ego, and to rest with my first, seemingly pastoral response. The passage in James says to show his works in the meekness of wisdom. And if you have bitter jealousy and selfish ambition, this wisdom is not such as comes from above, but is earthly, unspiritual, and devilish. It is ultimately ego-driven. I picked this passage, as I said, because it concerns humility. I've had good fortune lately, after I had some tough, fairly lean years in my life. And I've been thinking on this even before I got asked to do a reflection. How do we balance good fortune, success, and humility? How do we keep humility when we are praised or credited? And I continue to wrestle with this. How do we deal with earthly good things and not lose sight of the heavenly? I believe it is by reminding ourselves constantly where our gifts and strength come from. Because we know we can just as easily forget God, where our hope lies when things are tough, as we can forget to give acknowledgement and thanks to God when things are going well. Our egos forget humility. James writes, "But the wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, open to reason, full of mercy and good fruits, without uncertainty something stop me from being uncharitable, to not let my ego control my reaction, to not reflect badly on that wisdom from above, to not spoil a chance to hopefully reflect humility learned from Jesus to others I have encountered. Finally, it brings peace. The argument over thoughts and prayers causes disharmony, but the harvest of righteousness is sown in peace by those who make peace. Not peace at any cost, of course. One must speak their truth, but with wisdom. One more shout into an argument will not help. But what if there is a new way to do things, a new way to interact? And was that not what Jesus' life and death was about? We can use our gifts, our strengths, and our ambition, but it must be with discernment, asking ourselves how Jesus wants us to use these gifts we have been given.